These are frontline workers. They work in the Northwest Territories, and their job is to help homeless clients get a home and keep it. And in order to deliver top-notch client service, they need to understand the core components of housing and intensive case management. This is where the Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness steps in.
But in this role, that means if you want excellence and if you want professional interventions from professionally trained staff, that means that they need to be trained constantly. Because if the stats hold true, if I came back in 3 months, half the people I just trained are gone.
Longtime frontline worker and instructor Quinn Mori says organizations hire staff with lived experience because they can provide insight into challenges people face. But they aren't paid well and still need skills.
That those people may, because they've had those experiences, those barriers, even if they're in the high state of recovery today, might mean that they don't know how to use a computer, that they've never written a case note before, they don't know how to write a report.
So like the long-term uncleanliness, we could start asking questions, right?
For NGOs in remote communities, training like this can't happen often enough.
The component is really interesting for me because, once we help these clients move out of the homeless shelter into a unit, like it brings up questions like, does the help stop there? I don't want it to. I would like to be engaged in that ongoing, individualized wellness plan with them. So.
Manager of Fort Simpson's warming shelter, Pam Horse, says she'll be putting the ideas she's learned here into practice, like creating one-page client profiles. She says homeless clients are often stigmatized.
They're human beings just like the rest of us. They deserve love and care and compassion just like everybody else. And depending on what situation they're coming from or trauma injured, they might not even have those things. So why not create a space that's very respectful?
This week, the Legislative Assembly voted unanimously to join the federal government in making housing a fundamental human right. Meanwhile, Elanor Young heads up the NWT Housing Corporation. She says it isn't overcrowding that leads to evictions in public housing.
And a lot of it has to do with addictions and illegal activities, and individuals being forced to, or and I don't even know the right word to put it, but having people get into their homes that they then can't get rid of, sometimes out of fear and safety, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of complaints like that.
Various GNWT departments are developing a new homelessness strategy. Until that strategy comes to life, Morkey says the way things are done now is an illustration of system failures. But he hopes this training will help change all that.
We know what to do, but what to do is hard. We need political will and political follow-through to do the simple but hard things, to make sure that homelessness is addressed, to make sure that people are getting the help they need. It's not complicated. People need a place to live.
The next training session this month will focus on trauma-informed approaches. Charlotte Mort-Jacobs, APTN National News, Yellowknife.